Simulated conditioning techniques. Natural conditioning techniques work by implementing the habit through running it continuously in your life. Those techniques work incredibly well when the habit is repeated often and the habit repeats itself in a similar fashion. Since most of the habits we want to change initially fall into this category, natural conditioning methods are probably the easiest way to achieve results. Simulated conditioning techniques, on the other hand, are conditioned by simulating the experience where the habit would be run. Often simulated techniques can be run more rapidly and they can also handle experiences which you encounter infrequently. For example, if you have a habit of losing your temper when you get in an argument, simulated techniques can allow you to condition a more empowering habit without having to test the new habit every day for a month. The easiest simulated conditioning technique I have found is simply by pretending to run your habit in a false setting. Several months ago when I started my habit to wake up early, I decided to enact my wake-up ritual repeatedly when I was awake in the evening. Using this process I made myself wake up immediately after my alarm went off. I even gave myself a big smile to associate positive emotions with waking up. A few months after I did this, Steve Pavlina detailed a very similar process that he used to become an early riser. Another simulated conditioning technique is through visualization. This technique involves deeply visualizing the situation that involves your habit and conditioning your new one. Unlike the natural conditioning model, this technique requires that you be very careful about how you visualize the situation so that your nervous system will activate the habit upon the correct stimulus. I have had mixed success with the visualization technique. I believe it has a lot of potential to change habits that would be untouchable by natural conditioning methods, but I also believe it is on an order of magnitude more difficult to successfully condition. Whether you choose to use a natural or simulated conditioning technique to change your habit, remember the critical rule: when in doubt, condition some more. If you aren't sure it is conditioned, then condition it some more. Having an incredibly reinforced new habit is far better than one that will cave upon any obstacle. Remember to keep your focus on changing one habit at a time. Running 3 30-day trials at once may seem attractive, but trust me, you can't multitask habit changes effectively. Condition your habits successfully and you can have highly complex and optimal habits supporting your life. Don't let your habits control you, conditioning the solution. I hope you enjoyed this look at conditioning habits. In the next video I will discuss ways to set up habits when conditioning simply isn't enough. By leveraging our habit changes we can utilize a very small amount of willpower to set in motion huge habit changes. I'll also discuss the incredibly potent concept of identity and how it can shape our habits, hindering or furthering any changes we try to make.